right. So, welcome everyone. Thank you all for showing up this evening for our new moon yoga practice. So, tonight's practice is going to be just really slow, kind of gentle. I mean, we'll be doing some bigger poses, but it'll just be real gentle and slow. And you're always welcome to go at your own pace. You're always welcome to opt out of poses if it's out of your comfort zone or if you have an acute injury. And you can always remain in a chair. You can always stay seated. This is your practice, not my practice. This is your practice. I'm just here simply to guide you. And tonight we're incorporating the full moon, which is tonight, overnight here in North America. Um, and so I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a yoga practice and incorporating some of the new moon rituals and principles. So I'm going to have everyone start by finding a comfortable seated position. If you're going to work on the mat, you can come to your mat. You can sit on a blanket, a pillow, or a bolster. You can stay in a chair if you prefer for the entire practice. But go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. And we're going to take some breaths. Let's just start by taking 3 big breaths together as a group. And so inhale, we're going to bring our arms overhead, palms facing up. And as we exhale, palms face down and float back down to our sides. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale down. And one more big inhalation. And if you'd like to join me in an Om, we'll bring our palms together and down to heart center. Om. Now go ahead and place your hands over your heart center. And continue to breathe here. Tonight is a super full moon. And super full moons occur when the moon comes very close to the earth. This not only makes the moon appear bigger and brighter in the sky, but it also increases its magnetic potency. Full moons have a way of drawing things out of us. In their magic, they are able to help bring things to the surface, uncover hidden wounds, and stir emotions we might not even have known that we had. Because of this, full moons can be considered powerful portals for release work. So for today's practice, I want you to think about, what do you wish to let go of? What do you wish to remove from your life? What is it that is no longer serving you? And hold this thought with you as we go through today's practice. And we'll come back to it a bit more at the end. But I want you to think about, what's no longer serving you? What do you wish to release? Maybe it's unwanted emotions. Maybe it's a friend or a loved one. Maybe it's, a task that you need to let go of that you no longer serves you. But just consider as we go through today's practice. Now you can release your hands to your lap. And let's do some big shoulder rolls. Pulling those shoulders up, back, and down. Big shoulder rolls. We're moving those scapula. We're moving the clavicles. We're waking up our spine. Then go the other way. back, up, and forward. And come back to neutral. And if you're seated in cross-legged pose, go ahead and change the cross of your legs. Now go ahead and bring your left hand to your right knee. Inhale as you sit up tall through your spine. And as you exhale, twist to the right. And continue to breathe. And go ahead and release back to center. And bring your right hand to your left knee. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale as you twist to the left. And breathe. And go ahead and return to center. Then bring up your left hand. And as you inhale, you're going to bend to the right. And as you exhale back to center, we'll do this a few times. Inhale to the right. And exhale back to center. Inhale to the right. Exhale, center. And one more. Inhale to the right. Exhale, center. And release your arm. And bring up your right hand. And inhale as you bend to the left. And exhale to the center. Inhale left. Exhale center. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And release your hand. Now, if you're on the mat, I will ask you to come into tabletop pose. So on your hands and knees. Your knees should be below your hips and your hands should be below your shoulders. And if you're staying in a chair, simply bring your hands to your knees. And we will do some slow cat-cow. So as you inhale, broaden through the chest. And as you exhale, arch your back into cat. Inhale, cow. Nice and slow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And this time hold here. Go ahead and rock your hips side to side or do some hip circles, whatever feels good on your low back. And then come back to neutral spine. And then bring your feet together and widen your knees apart. We're going to push back into child's pose, allowing your head to rest on the floor or on a block. And breathe here for a few breaths. Feeling your chest rise on the inhale and lower on the exhale. Releasing any tension from the day that you've carried with you. as you prepare for this evening and the super full moon. Child's pose is a comforting pose you can come to anytime you need a rest in your yoga practice. From here, tuck your toes under, and you're going to push up into downward facing dog. And it's our first down dog of the day, so go ahead and stretch, bend those knees, rock the hips. And if down dog is too much for you, you can simply come back down on your knees into tabletop. Those of you staying in down dog, pull the sit bones up to the sky. Thighs pulled to the back of the room. Your neck and shoulders should be neutral. And breathe here. Now go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet and bend your knees. And grab on to your elbows into ragdoll. So each hand comes to each elbow. And if you're in tabletop, go ahead and push up into a forward bend. And if you can't handle an inversion, you can stay on your knees and simply not bend over. Go ahead and sway from side to side in ragdoll. Release any tension from the shoulders and the neck. And from here, you're going to step your right foot forward and bring your hands to the mat in a lunge pose. And then go ahead and drop your back knee to the floor. And if you have sensitive knees, you can always place a blanket or a very soft pillow under your knee to help protect the knee. From here, you're going to bring your upper body straight up and bring your hands up overhead. Palms facing each other. And if your neck allows, go ahead and gaze upward. And take a breath here. And then go ahead and bring your arms down into cactus pose. So they come out to your sides at an angle. And then we're just going to get some movement with our arms. You're going to take your cactus arms and bring them together in front as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring them back out to the side. Inhaling and exhale. Feeling those shoulder blades engaged. Gentle movements. One more. Return to cactus arms. And then bring your arms behind your back. And if you're able, interlace your fingers and turn your palms out. Or simply hold on to your wrists. And release. And now you're going to bring your left hand to the mat. And your right arm, you're going to twist, bring it straight up in the air. Nice, gentle twist. If this isn't accessible to you, you can keep your hand on your hip. And then taking your top arm, you're going to do some windmills. So let's bring our arm all the way around a couple times. And then we'll go the other way, going back and around. And then straight up again in the twist. And then bring both hands to the mat and step your leg back. And come back up, walk your hands back into ragdoll again. And again, you can always come to tabletop if this isn't accessible to you. This is your practice. Now step your left leg forward into a lunge. And then drop the back knee to the floor. Bring your arms up overhead. And if your neck allows, you can gaze upwards. Then bring your arms down to cactus arms at your sides. And then inhale, bring them together. Exhaling, bring them out. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. Inhale. And then bring them back out to cactus. And then bring your right hand to the mat and twist to the left with your left arm in the air. And then windmill that top arm around. Couple rotations. And then go the opposite direction. Again, you can always keep your hand on your hip if your shoulder has any issues. And then both hands come to the floor. Step your foot back and walk your hands back again to ragdoll. And go ahead and sway side to side. Releasing any tension from your shoulders or your low back. And then come down to your knees into tabletop again. Hips, knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. And now we're going to do bird dog. So as you inhale, you're going to take your right arm out straight in front of you, and your left leg comes behind you. And if you can't get it all the way up in the air, you can leave your foot on the floor to give you more stability. Either way, you're going to work that core, and we're doing cross-lateral movements, so you're getting that amazing benefit for your brain. And as you exhale, bring both back to the floor. And then inhale, left arm, right leg. And again, you can always leave that foot on the floor for stability. Exhale back down. Inhale again, right arm, left leg. Remember to breathe. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Feel the length through your body, through your fingertips and your toes. Exhale, release. One more each side. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm, right leg. And release. Now as you inhale, push your butt towards your heels, almost as if you're coming into a child's pose. And then inhale, come back to tabletop and slightly forward past your hands. And then exhale back again. Your butt comes to your heels. And inhale, just come back up to tabletop. Now we're going to do a kneeling half moon pose. And this is a bigger balance pose. And if this is too much for you, you can always stay right here in tabletop. But first you're going to start by kickstanding your right leg to the right just a little bit. You're going to kind of turn your right leg out and it's going to act as a kickstand. And then your left leg is going to come out to the side. Your left arm is going to come up in the air. And like I said, this is a bit of a big balancing pose, even with that kickstand. But give it your best try. This is a great grounding pose. It's a great core strengthening pose. It's a chest opener. It's just an all-around wonderful pose. And exhale, bring everything back down to tabletop. And then we'll go to the left. So kickstand that left leg out to the side. Bring your right leg back. And then your right arm will come up in the air into half moon pose. This is one of my favorite poses. And you can either gaze upwards towards your hand, you can gaze towards the ground, or keep your neck neutral. And exhale, come back to tabletop pose. Now go ahead and bring your feet closer together, your knees wider apart, and push back into child's pose again. And take a few breaths here. You just did a really big balancing pose. You should feel wonderful for your accomplishment. And if you weren't able to get into it, that's okay. It'll come with time. What's important is that you showed up tonight for this yoga practice. Now go ahead, cross your ankles as you sit up. And then go ahead and bring your legs out in front of you. And you're going to come to lying on your back. And bring your legs all the way down to the floor. Your arms should be right at your side, palms facing down. Tuck your shoulder blades under. And bring your knees up and your feet come towards your butt on the floor. And as you inhale, lift your butt up off the floor into bridge pose. And you might not come very far off the floor, and that's okay. We all start somewhere. And if you can't get up off the floor much at all, you can go ahead and put a block under your butt. And go ahead and exhale and release back down. And we'll do this one more time. But take a few breaths here on your back. And again, inhale as you lift your butt up off the mat. Squeeze your knees and your thighs towards each other. And imagine your arms are pushing down into the floor, pushing away from the earth. And go ahead and exhale, come back down. And bring your knees into your chest and give them a hug. Go ahead and rock your hips side to side or some hip circles, whatever feels good for you. And bring your knees back onto the floor. And so your feet on the floor, knees up. And go ahead and bring your left ankle to your right knee. This is called figure 4. And then you're going to bring your left knee up towards your chest as you bring your hands behind your right thigh and pull it in towards your chest. And this is a great hip opener. You should be feeling it on your left hip, the outer hip, and even through your butt. This is a wonderful stretch for your hips. And remember to breathe. And if you have really tight hamstrings, you might keep your foot on the floor and just bring your left leg towards you. And exhale as you release. And bring your left foot to the floor. And then bring your right foot to your left knee. And bring your left leg up towards your chest as you bring your arms through behind your thigh. Feeling that stretch through your right hip and your right butt. And as you exhale, release to the floor. And then bring both knees up again. And this time bring each hand to each knee. So your right hand to your right knee, left hand to your left knee. Bring them just a little bit wider. And as you inhale, you're going to push your knees away from you. And on the exhale, pull them in towards your chest, allowing all the air to release from your lungs. Inhale, pushing away. Exhale, pulling towards your chest. Inhale, pushing away. Exhale, pulling towards your chest. One more time. Inhale, push away. Exhale, bring them in. And this time, really exhale. Release all the air from your lungs. Now, keeping your knees in towards your chest, bring your arms straight out to the sides. And inhale as you pull your knees towards your chest. And as you exhale, you're going to rotate and twist, bringing the knees all the way to the floor if you're able on the right side. And you can allow your head to gently turn to the left and feeling this wonderful stretch through your back. And breathe here. And inhale as you bring your knees back up to your chest. And exhale now as you twist them to the left. And your head can gently turn to the right. And breathe here. Enjoying the stretch. Inhale as you bring them back up and hug them into your chest. And then straighten them out. Straighten your legs all the way out flat on the floor. And go ahead and bring your arms overhead. And just give yourself a big full body stretch. Stretch all the way from your fingertips all the way to your toes. A whole body stretch. And then you can even stretch the right side and release, and stretch the left and release, and then the whole body. And then gently bring your arms down to the side as we prepare for savasana, or final relaxation pose. So bring your feet about a little more than hip width apart, and you can allow your feet to flap out to the side. Your arms should be to your side, a little bit out away from your body with your palms facing up. Tucking your shoulder blades under. And in final relaxation pose, we want to let go of all the tension in our body, releasing any tension from your toes, your feet, your legs, and your hips, your belly and your low back, your chest and your shoulders, your arms, your hands and your fingers. Release any tension from your throat and your neck, your jaw, your tongue, your forehead and your eyes, and the crown of your head. And bring your awareness to your breath as you feel the inhalation and the exhalation. Feeling your chest rise and fall. The energy coming into your body on the inhale. And releasing anything no longer serving you on the exhale. The full moon is a time where we may feel naturally drawn to release and free ourselves from things that are no longer serving our highest potential. Our heightened senses can be a guide and can help us travel into a deeper state of awareness and understanding. Our intuition is a valuable superpower, and on this full moon night, it is easier to access. We pick up on the energies around us, whether we realize it or not, and sometimes those energies can stick with us. By clearing our energetic body, we can return to a state of wholeness and balance. We can ensure that our body is authentic to who we really are. Under the power of this full moon, be sure to take the time to energetically cleanse your body, whether it's taking a bath, working with crystals, burning sacred herbs, and doing this meditation practice. By setting an intention to cleanse and release any energy that is no longer needed, you can tap into the potent cleansing power that this full moon brings. If you are feeling scattered, make sure to stay grounded and practice self-care. Know that whatever is making you feel restless can also serve as a clue as to what you need to dive deeper into. There is a power in learning to be present in the uncomfortable emotions that greet us in life. So while self-care is important under this full moon energy, give yourself the opportunity to dive into any chaos that you may feel called towards. Overall, the Scorpio full moon brings its share of intensity and sensitivity, but also a golden opportunity to release, especially on an energetic level. So I'm going to stop talking for a few minutes as you focus on your breath. Inhaling all that you're grateful for, and exhaling all that no longer serves you. Slowly bring your awareness back to your breath, feeling your chest rise and fall with each breath, feeling the energy entering your body and releasing all that you need to let go of on the exhale. Slowly bring your awareness to your physical body as you wiggle your fingers and your toes. And slowly open your eyes, bringing your awareness to your surroundings. And very slowly roll onto your side, allowing your head to rest on your arm. And using both hands, push yourself up to seated with your head coming up very last. And come into a comfortable seated position. And check in with your body. Notice how it feels after practicing today's full moon practice. Now let's take 3 more breaths together. So we inhale, arms overhead, palms up. Exhale, palms down as they float down. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, release. And on this final inhale, if you'd like, you can join me in chanting Om. Inhale. Om. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me for this full moon practice.